I think you're wacko. Now you're seeing men behind bushes.
Hello everyone, my name is Don, the movie reviewer, and today we are going to be talking about John Carpenter's Halloween.
Okay, Linda. Come on out.
It starts off in 1963. We have a 6-year-old Michael Myers who stalks his prey and he strikes and kills his sister when he was only 6 years old, and is a very horrifying scene at the beginning. Just seeing it from the killer's perspective is extremely terrifying. And then we fast forward to 1978. Michael is in a mental institution being treated by Dr. Sam Loomis, played by Donald Pleasence, who I think acts his ass off in this movie. He's great in all of the scenes where he gives his speeches like, you know, the blackest eyes and all that. But we have Dr. Loomis, who's on the hunt for Michael because Michael escapes the mental institution, Smith's Grove Sanitarium, where he is being held, or he's been held from since he was 6 now until he is 21.
Michael Myers is 21.
And he escapes and he goes back to his childhood hometown of Haddonfield, Illinois, where he can start havoc or create havoc all over again. And then he goes there and he takes a liking to a young lady, Laurie Strode, and he follows her around all day, and then he encounters 2 of her friends and he follows them around all day until it's pitch black, and then he stalks his prey and he strikes when the time is right. And then by the end of the movie you're like, who the hell is this guy? What the fuck just happened? And the music is fantastic, and the directing and the scope of this film is fantastic. All of these elements coming into play are fantastic. Jamie Lee Curtis, this being her first feature-length film, did a good job playing, you know, an innocent person who is just caught in the crossfire. As a whole, this movie works on so many levels. It works on tension, suspense, it's a very eerie movie, and I would say the reason why it's so eerie is because of the way it's directed, especially from the killer's POV and with the music coming into play. It all wraps up into one big bow of suspense. It all wraps up into one big bow of suspense and tension, and it works to absolute perfection. Like, this is a movie to where if you look away, you will miss something. Yeah, a lot of people can say, oh, this movie's very boring, nothing happens. No, when you look at the screen and you see what's happening, when Michael is stalking these girls, it's like that tension where it's like it's slowly building, it's a slow burn, it's like there's gonna be a payoff. It is a bit annoying after a while, but then when the payoff happens, it's like, holy shit, it's not what I want, it's horrifying. So when we see the building of him following these people, it's like, man, what is he gonna do? What's gonna happen? Why is he following them? You know, what's his obsession? He's got like an obsession with these girls, and he's just stalking them. It's scary. And you know, and then he passes Loomis, and it's like the one guy who could rescue him doesn't see what's going on. You know, it's great, and I love all that. It could be boring to some, but I enjoy it, little stuff like that. I will say the one scene where Michael disappears in this movie really annoys me, because it's like, alright, in the scene where he's behind the bushes, that makes sense, okay? Because it's like he has time to run away, you know, hide behind the house, run in the alley. He has all that open space to hide. But then when she sees him again and he's standing clear as day on the lawn behind some laundry, she doesn't look away, she doesn't close her eyes. It's just a cheap camera trick where the camera cuts away and looks at her and looks back at him and he's gone. And then it's like, her reaction sells it perfectly where she jumps back, but then as an audience member, I'm like, I feel cheated because I want to see what she saw. Like, did he evaporate? Did he just vanish? What is she imagining this? Like, it really confuses me. Who knows where the hell he is? He keeps disappearing all over the place. And it's like a haunted house. She walks around, she finds her friends dead, and Michael pops out from the shadow, and then for some reason he stabs her in the arm, but whatever, she doesn't die, because if she died, there's no movie. And then Michael's chasing her, she goes to the window thing, and then he busts the door open because he's pissed now, and the most intense moment in the movie is when she's trying to get in the house, and Michael's walking across the street, and it's like, ooh, you gonna get in the house before he gets to you? It's very tense, and then she gets in the house, and somehow he gets through the window, and then she stabs him in the neck, and then I guess he faints at the sight of his own blood, and then she goes upstairs, and she's like, I killed him, and then he's like, oh, I'm standing right here, and he follows her, walking really slow, and then she pretends she jumped out the window, and kids are hiding in the bedroom, and she goes in the closet, and it's a creepy moment where he's busting through the closet door, and then she stabs him in the neck, and then she stabs him again with his butcher knife, or actually no, she stabs him in the eye, and then she stabs him in the gut with his butcher knife, and then he faints again at the sight of his own blood. And then, she tells the kids to run, and then they run, and then Michael sits up like the Undertaker. I don't know who did that first. And then he slowly creeps up behind her, starts strangling her in a creepy moment where we finally see Michael's face. She takes off his mask, and he's just a normal looking guy with an eyeball that got taken out earlier in the movie by Laurie. And then, she falls down, and he puts his mask on, and Loomis shows up to save his day, and he shoots him, and then he does this weird dance, and then he falls out the window off the balcony somehow, and then he's like dead, and then Loomis walks over, and he does this thing. I knew this would happen. We see all of these locations where Michael has previously been, and it's like, he could be anywhere. That's why he's called the Shape. So I like that this definition of what Michael is at the end. It's like he's just a force of nature, that cannot be stopped. Where you hear this music and you see all these locations and you're like, he could be anywhere, and it just ends, and it's like, that's all I have to say. So as always, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you on Halloween 2.